Well, hello. Welcome. Happy holidays, one and all. I am AverageZen, and you have found AverageZen
And AverageKid
presents. Yeah, a special happy holidays live streamed stream Oganza. Oh, yeah. See, we haven't been able to record this episode because the little guy here has been sounding much worse than this. So we thought, you know what? We're home for the holidays. Average Zen Presents is streaming. So let's take a drink of water and then we'll continue on with the show. And this kid got a lot of cool presents, especially a lot of cool Lego sets for Christmas. But for those of our viewers that are celebrating other holidays, happy holidays.
like Hanukkah.
Yeah, we're glad that you could join us. So to give a quick recap of what we've been doing, first off, please give us a like, a subscribe, a follow, all that good stuff. It helps out both of our channels. Mr. Kid here has AverageKid Presents on YouTube, and
Subscribe to make sure my cold gets better.
Oh, that's gonna help. I think that might, it might raise your hormone levels and de-stress you a lot, and maybe make your immune system boosted. There's some science there, I guess. But yeah, so we're simulcasting this series, Explain It Like I'm 7, Magic the Gathering Arena tutorials on both of our channels, in the hopes that we reach out to both parents and kids who are interested in Magic the Gathering Arena and taking it step by step and learning the game and building on what we know in a fun and interactive way. Have you been having fun learning the game so far?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so far, we've had a few challenges, though, too, haven't we? And we've learned a lot of words and done a lot of math. So this is an unexpectedly educational experience in more ways than one, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
All right. Well, do you remember what we did last time that we played?
Well, we fought Black Man.
That's right. We found Liliana Vess here. And they weren't nearly as hard as they were in the first series of the tutorials.
Nico Bolas, he had way stronger black.
Yeah, because we played the intro in the Codex to the Multiverse here, if you go to the tutorials, and that gives you the first intro. And that black deck was actually a lot harder to play against than this one. So we graduated and we beat Nicol Bolas, and then now we started the color challenges where we're learning about the different kinds of colors and what they're good at and what they're bad at, and just how they play. And what have we learned about white mana or white cards so far?
That they're good at healing and they're the color of angels.
Sure. And anything else? Do we gain a lot of life with white?
Yep.
Yeah, we gain a lot of life. And what did we learn about Chandra, the pyromancer, red magic? What did we learn about her?
They like to use stuff with haste.
Yeah, haste. Yeah, that's common. And like fire, is that kind of what they do?
That goblin, he has an explosion behind him.
Yeah, and they make a lot of goblins and stuff. And then today,
we have this guy, which I believe is blue mana.
Yeah, that's right. We're up against a mono blue deck. You know what mono means?
No.
That means one. Mono means one.
Like mono to mono.
Yeah,
like they said in the Western days.
That's close. They actually say mano y mano, which is a Spanish, I believe, because the E, I don't know. But yeah, it means man to man is what they mean. One versus one. And so,
PvP.
So mono means one. And so when we say mono blue, we're meaning that there's only blue cards, or mostly only blue cards in the deck. Because you can have colorless cards too, right?
Okay, like this tornado, it has blue around it.
Yeah. And so they're going to be good at Well, what's right off the bat? They show us this air elemental there. What is?
It's flying.
Yeah, you know what? Blue has a lot of creatures that fly. They have a lot of birds and stuff, and elementals like that guy. And I think you're going to find out that they also have something that most other colors don't have. Can you guess what would be the worst thing that could happen if you go to cast a spell and it's about to cast, and then what's something that might happen that would make you upset?
They would use flying to kill you.
Okay, then what if I told you? Remember how there's instant spells?
Oh yeah, they use the instant on one of your most powerful creatures.
Okay, well, what if I told you that there is a card or types of card? Remember the instant spells, you can cast those when? When can you cast an instant spell?
When you're walking or fighting.
Well, you're thinking of our tactical advantage instant spell, but in particular, and that one, yeah, says you have to have a attacker or a blocker. But when can you cast any instant spell?
At any time.
There you go. That's the answer we're looking for.
So during your time, when you're on your main phase, they can play instant.
That's right, or anytime, not just main phase. All right, we're jumping right in. So let's keep in mind, blue mana has a lot of instant spells, okay? And we might find out one of them is infamous for making players upset to play against.
We want to play Wayne.
Yeah, we want to do that. Oh, and look, we have something we can play already.
Yes.
Oh, what is that?
It's Lifelink, and it's a creature cat, and it's a charm stray.
All
Can we
right.
play it?
Yeah, I think so. And then it has another ability. Remember we talked about that one, that if we play another charm stray, that it gets a +1/+1 counter, because we can have more than one of the same card. But did you know that there's actually a limit to how many cards you can have that aren't lands? You can only have 4 of any one card that aren't lands. So we only have 4 charm strays in our deck because that's the maximum.
Okay, we could play another one, so maybe we could play this one right here.
Yeah.
So then we could possibly play. So then when we play it, that cat would give us 1 life. So should we play one?
Well, the cat will gain us a life if we damage our opponent. You are correct.
And this will gain us 1 life.
That's right.
Because that's what we
But
want.
remember, we talked about this. You read the card carefully. The impassioned orator, whenever what?
Another creature.
That's right. So we won't gain a life off of them, but any creatures we play after them, we will gain a life off of.
Oh, so we might want to play that instead.
Well, no, I think you're still onto the right idea, though.
I think we should go to combat.
Yeah, we don't need to play the land or the impassioned orator right now. We can play them on our second main phase after combat. You're right. That's a good tactic.
I used full sand.
All right, now slow down. We want to don't in turn because we still got to do what?
Play it in.
And then do what?
And then play this.
Well, that one?
I think we should have done that.
I think we should have done the other one. We would have gained a life then, but hey, that's okay. Let's, I think now our plan changes. I think now we want to play, look at that Hallowed Priest. Look at that card we just drew. What does that say?
Whenever you gain 1 life, put a 1/1 counter on hell.
Okay.
Priest.
Now, are we going to gain a life in combat?
No.
No? Are you sure?
Yes.
What's going to gain us a life in combat? What? That? No. What's going to...
This.
We couldn't swing. We couldn't attack with that. We could do that before or after combat. What specifically is on our battlefield right now that's going to gain us life during combat?
This.
Why?
Because that's electric.
That's right. So, before combat, I think we should play that Hallowed Priest, because then what will happen when that Charmed Stray attacks? What'll happen?
Gain 1 life.
And then what happens when we gain a life?
We go up to 22, and we have 2 cards.
And yeah, and then what
we
is?
have
But what does the
22.
Hallowed Priest say happens when we gain a life?
We get a counter, but then we get 2 counters from these 2 cards.
Well, that.
They attack.
Well, let's see. Let's see. I don't think it's going to work like that, but we will get a +1/+1 counter.
So should we hit next?
Oh yeah. You tell me. You should know by now. This is episode 8 or 9, I think.
I think it's 10.
Oh well, then you should know. What are we gonna do?
I think.
Oh, look at that. Our guy got bigger.
Uh huh.
Well, now what? Well, now what do we do?
And now we can possibly. Should we play this?
We can't. We don't have any untapped lands, and you haven't played a land for turn yet. And that'll only give us 1. But that's okay.
We can still enter.
Well, no, we need to play a land, silly. We never miss land drops. But now, think about this. Next turn, we'll have 4 mana. Oh, look. Okay, think about this. Okay, now, what happens? We got to think about our sequencing. Remember we talked about sequencing?
Yeah.
So, now, if we play the Impassioned Orator, and then we have, that'll cost 2. So we need to play this and that. To play both of those creatures, we need 4 mana.
These.
Yeah, so we need 4 mana. We only have 3, so we need to play that mana. Okay? And now, yes, we play the Orator first, because then when we play the Soldier, we gain a life.
And then this guy can.
And then that guy gets bigger, and now we can attack with the cat and the Hallowed Priest. And
This guy.
well, yeah, we could attack with everybody, but we don't. But there's no reason to attack with everybody.
Yeah, but we don't even need to attack with this guy.
Well, we definitely want to attack with that guy because they can't kill it. At least not with what they have on the battlefield. Now, see, they have 2 untapped mana, and they have a bunch of cards in their hand, so they might have some combat tricks, but
So
we
we
don't
can
know. We don't know what
untap
that is. So yeah, I'll leave it to you. But I think we definitely should have attacked with the cat because the lifelink would have made him bigger. See, now we might not get another shot. And we'll have to use that tactical advantage next turn. That would be a good combat trick, though. You know, do we need to block? What's our life total at?
23, we definitely don't need to block.
Yeah, remember, life is a resource. We can use our life total as long as we don't die. As long as it's not at 0.
Do you want to play land?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we definitely want to play. Well, do we need to? We could cast our whole hand right now, even without playing the
I
land.
guess we don't need it.
So we want to look weak when we're strong, right?
Uh-huh.
All right.
We are pretty strong.
I think we should full send. What do you think? No matter what they block with, we can blow them out with that tactical advantage if they block. Or we could give our Moreland Inquisitor first strike. Okay, yeah. We need to. Let's blow that air elemental up. There you go.
And then we can play it down.
You know, put that on the charm strike. No, we can't. No, we can't cancel. That won't make a difference, actually, because it's only target blocking or blocked creature. It'd be nice if it was, but that's the only legal target that we have is the Hallowed Priest.
We could play it on this.
No, because it's not blocked. We can't play it on that. We can only play the only legal target is what they would say is the Hallowed Priest because it's the only one being blocked. That's what the card says.
Okay,
it's
next to damage.
Yeah, we just go to damage. We could give those guys first strike, but they're not being blocked, so it doesn't matter.
They always have first strike.
Oh, no. See, remember, that's an activated ability. You remember what that means? What does the colon mean? Do you remember what the colon means? To the left is what? It's all right. We just went over this for the first time last episode, so let's refresh everybody's memory. When we see the colon on the right click on the card for a second for. Now circle around the activated ability. That's what that's called. Okay? When you see a colon on the ability portion of the card, the colon is the what? Do you remember what the
two dots?
Exactly, the two dots on top of one another. And you'll see that in English class, and you'll see that in a lot of places. Okay, but in here, when it's there on the card, that means to the left is a cost. Whatever it says to the left, you have to pay that, and then to the right, you get whatever's to the right of that. So cost to the left, and then ability to the right, or effect to the right.
Should we put it in?
Now, it's important. See how the cards are highlighted in blue when we can play them? Remember, that was one of the first lessons we learned, that if a card is in blue, you can do something with it.
So you want to put it in?
Sure, you can. But then you see how these guys are still in blue? Because we can do that at any time, because that doesn't make them tap to use that ability. That is an instant speed ability, okay? So that's important sometimes. That means we could use it just like an instant spell. Oh, they have another one of those flyers.
You don't need to know.
Yeah. Good thing we have another one of those tactical advantages. Yeah. It's asking you every time that they have. If you're wondering why it makes you click here on pass or resolve, it's because we have these guys that have an ability that we can use right now. Up until now, we haven't had anything that always we were able to use. And so now we're seeing how each step of each turn breaks down, because at every single opportunity we're being asked if we would like to, and this is an important phrase, would you like to respond? Do you know what that means?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Respond means like do something back.
To answer, yes, to do something back. And so now, because we have something that we can do at any time that we would be able to, that means every single time that the opponent does something that we could respond to, we could respond to it by activating this ability. That doesn't mean
How do we do that?
That doesn't mean we want to. Do we have a good reason to give them first strike while they're tapped and cannot block? Is that a good reason? Do we have
we can pass. I mean, we already this side.
Exactly. But you know what? You may think that's annoying, but you know what? It's asking the opponent the same thing. This is a pro tip, okay? Just remember, this is pro tip number 2. What's pro tip number 1? Do you remember?
No.
Always leave it a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to pass?
And pro tip number 2 is... let's see. Let's cough it up. Let's get some good listening. You need a drink? All right, pro tip number 2, big ears time. Pro tip number 2, if you have an activated ability, like on that land, or like on a land or a creature that you can activate at any time, always use instant speed abilities at instant speed. Never use them on your turn unless you absolutely have to. Just like we try to make everything a surprise unless we absolutely have to and we can't avoid it. And you know why this is important? Because not only is it that much more of a surprise and your opponent can't plan around it, it also makes them think, what could they have? What could they do with all this untapped mana? You get into their head and you make them think, okay, well, they can do something right now.
They only have 1 mana.
Yeah, but we don't. We have 4 untapped. So if the opponent is a real person, they're thinking, okay, what are they going to do right now? What is it that they can respond to? Because we have these creatures that are letting us respond every single time they do something. They don't know. Is it just the creature? Is it just the creature, or is it something that we have in our hand, or something else we can do that might mess up their plans? You
So
see?
you want to pass?
So it's what you call a bluff. Yeah, we can't do anything that's gonna be good, but they don't know that. They,
Because we had this.
all right, you gotta stay in front of the microphone, buddy. Sit upright. Sit back. Sit back. Sit upright. Come on. Give me a squirmy worm. That doesn't work. That doesn't work when you're in front of a microphone. Okay, you gotta stay still. All right, our turn.
My turn.
There you go. Okay, wait. What do we draw?
Born of Spirit.
Right click on it so everybody can see.
It also has
Right click on it so everybody. There we go. Now what does it say?
I can't see the microphone today.
Here. What does it say?
It says, tap all creatures your opponent gets. You control gain lifelink until end of turn.
All right. So what do you think that's gonna do? If we cast that right now.
Get lifelink?
So all creatures we control gain lifelink, and what does that do?
When they attack, we get health.
And what's the first part? Say again. What's that first sentence? That's probably important.
Tap all creatures your opponent control.
So does that mean that we'll be able to attack without any of our stuff dying?
No.
If we tap all their stuff, will we be able to attack with all our creatures without it worrying about if it dies?
They can't block if they tap.
That's right. They can't block if they're tapped.
So we could, if we play this card right now, they would be tapped. Then we would. I think we would kill them if we played this card. So we should play it.
I think this is a good occasion to play that, but first, before combat.
So.
And then now what? Full send, right?
And now we killed them.
Good game. Good game. Do you feel? Okay, so what did we learn today?
That always play something that you might use during combat if you need it.
That's right. So and when we have an activated ability, what does that mean? What does that do?
It means we can play extra mana to activate it.
And so can we use that to our advantage sometimes?
Yes.
All right.
Even though we pay more mana.
That's right.
We can still use it to our advantage.
That's right. But you know what? Not every activated ability uses mana. Sometimes you can pay with life, or you could maybe discard a card. So remember. Yeah, so it's important to remember, to the left is the cost. What's to the right?
The thing that you get.
The ability. Yeah.
Cast.
All right. And yeah, so I think, do you feel like doing another episode? Do you think you want to do another fight here?
Sure.
All right. Well, let's so we can keep it in sequence. Let's go ahead and give the YouTube audience in the future a little remember to love one another. Be cool. Don't be a jerk, and have fun playing Magic the Gathering.
Bye.
Bye. We'll see you next time.